It's just a lot more than just saying hello, answering the phone in different countries.
You are listening to the WEI Network. The content and opinions of the following show are solely those of their show host. The WEI Network, its staff, and its affiliates are not responsible for its content. Any questions or comments should be made directly to those show hosts. Thanks for listening to the WEI Network.
I'm through standing in line, the clubs I'll never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth, and I'm never gonna win this. Life hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be. Tell me what you want. I want a brand new house on an episode of Cribs, and a bathroom I can play baseball in, and a king-size tub big enough for 10 plus me.
Good evening and welcome to The Man Show. I'm your host, Mike Guzman. Today's Tuesday, the 30th of January, 2018. Can't believe how fast the year is going by, man. It's crazy.
It seems like yesterday was New Year's, right?
Almost feels like it, man.
Yeah.
The thing I love that's happened this year, I feel, is a lot more for the entertainment industry in Florida. A lot of movies and stuff are going on right now. So
it's picked up a bit.
Things are picking up. I was working the last few weeks, so I mean it had been. I'd been working every 6 months, so to be working twice or three times in a month, that's like, wow. It's like, I'm very happy about it.
Good.
That things are picking up because it's good for everybody and good for even the media with us covering, news and movies and things.
So the filming that's going, the filming that's going on that you're working on,
right,
down in Dade County or any of it up in Broward or Palm?
Depends on which one. The commercial I did a week ago was done in Miami.
Oh, that was for the erectile dysfunction.
No,
Oh.
that was for a company called Alyssa. It was a commercial for Finland telecommunications company. And that was a lot of fun because I was like a Trump protester.
Oh yeah.
So we were there and we were like going against high cell phone prices.
Yeah.
And then it kind of had a funny gimmick at the end because the guy was like a politician. He looked like a politician too. The guy, he was a mayor. He was a mayor of this town.
Casting.
And he at the end he's like, I'm going to give you all low cell phone prices. So we were all cheering him. We're like, yay! And then at the end, a robot comes in and goes, but only in Finland. And we all start booing. And we're like, boo, vote him out. That was one of the lines we were saying. So it was cool. It wasn't just extra because, like a lot of times with extras in the U.S., because of the rules and SAG,
right,
they actually let us talk. So it was kind of good. We got to actually boo and protest and actually say stuff to the guys. So
I did
cool.
A commercial too last week.
You did? Wait, for which one?
Yeah, it was it was about getting out the vote.
Really?
Yeah. So
nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, and I worked on. Finally, we had Gary, who was in when I first started the show. I think back in October, came on, and he brought Chi Ling from Kung Fu Hustle. So he's in a movie, an independent movie, a local movie.
Gary Davis.
Gary Davis,
okay.
Yeah. And so he brought Chi Ling in. And he's on one of our archive shows, Gary Davis, director. And he brought him in from L.A. or from San Francisco, and it was a martial arts type movie, and it's local, and it was shot with Loxahatchee and in West Palm Beach near 10th Avenue. So that was a movie that hopefully does well. I mean, it shows some of our local landscape here, being in Loxahatchee, and it's kind of crazy what they own out in Loxahatchee. There was people that owned a camel. I never saw a live camel.
Yeah.
With some people on a farm in Loxahatchee.
First time you saw a live camel?
Yeah, live camel. I mean, I've seen it in the movies when Raiders of the Lost Ark or one of those.
You've seen camel toes.
Yeah, that at Scores we've had we've seen those before. But yeah, so it was fun. It's good to see, like I said, some projects coming in. And this week we got the Super Bowl. Who are you rooting for?
I'm not rooting for anybody. I just want a good game.
I want a good game too.
You know what? I respect and admire the success of Belichick and Brady of the Patriots.
Oh yeah, they're amazing.
But I'd like to see another team take it. So I'd like to see Bill and my wife's family. They're from the Philly area, so
Yeah.
they're all Eagles fans. So
Oh yeah.
if I'm home with them, I think I'm kind of stuck at just to be politically correct.
Right.
Uh,
To vote for
so
Philly.
yeah, I wouldn't mind to see Philly win. I
Well,
just want a good game.
The reason why is the Dolphins used to have a Dolphins kickoff luncheon a couple years ago before Gase took over as coach, and I actually got to have lunch with Jay Ajayi when he was a rookie.
Yeah.
And he was a nice guy. He and I were talking because
So that's your claim to fame.
I used to no,
okay.
but he was from England, and I used to live in England. My ex-fiance is from Bath, England. So we were both. He's telling me some of his family still lives in England. So he was such a nice kid, and I got along with him. So I kind of rooted for him throughout his career. So in a way, with the way Miami did him, I'm kind of rooting for Jay. I want him to be successful. If he's playing that game, I'll be rooting for Jay Ajayi.
Right.
Although New England is my home state, so I was born in Mass. So it's kind of torn. So I do hope it's a good game. I don't really care who wins.
Yeah, that's all I want. I want a good game.
As long as it's a close score.
I don't want to fall asleep.
A blowout. If it's like a 52-7 game, I'm just going to.
You know what? I've been listening to a lot of people are going, 28-21, 24-20. And then there's a good handful of people that are talking like 34-10.
Yeah.
So
who
knows?
If it's that, then yeah, no.
Who knows?
As long as it's a close scoring game and it's good between the two of them, because like I said, but yeah, Jay, and I also met Albury, the middle linebacker from he was a Dolphin too. So it's kind of funny to see that the Dolphins suck this year, but yet two guys on the Super Bowl team that I met are,
Well, you know what?
There,
you know what? It's go ahead.
Good, yeah. It's you never know with sports though. It's always ever changing with pro sports. But I do hope the Super Bowl is a good game.
Before I put the in.
But
you keep talking.
Yeah, but anyway, we hopefully the game is good. I'm definitely going to be rooting for Jay Ajayi because he's a good guy, and he's also from my old home stomping ground of the UK, which I love England, and the people of England are great. Were great to me when I was there visiting. Is this Gabrielle?
It sure is.
Hi, Gabrielle.
Hello.
I kind of fell in love with your Instagram there because you were so smiley and everything. And the other thing too is you remind me of a few years ago. Now she's married, but I was dating a woman named Tracy. She was a nurse's professor, and for Palm Beach State College here in Florida. And you remind me exactly of her. You're a skinnier version of her. You're a thinner version of my ex-girlfriend.
Only you and I can really appreciate this.
Right. So you remind me of my ex a little bit. So that's why I kind of fell for you.
She fell for me. I was like, she's not only sweet and positive. Familiarity, definitely. We are.
It is. It's true though. She reminds me of my ex Tracy a lot. Your look. Except my ex Tracy was a heavier girl, but you look just like her.
See, and I can't picture you going out with somebody that good looking.
I know.
I love it.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I've pulled
You know what they say,
some strings.
And no disrespect, and I don't mean this to sound sexist or politically incorrect, but you see.
Please do.
But you see a lot of good-looking women with non-good-looking men than good-looking men with ugly women. It
all depends on his perception. I've heard a lot of women say the same thing. How did that girl get that guy? The grass is always greener, it appears. I mean, all we can do is really judge our lives from our own experience, in my opinion.
Right.
Everything else is kind of bullshit.
All right. So before I let Mike get into his conversation with you, on your Facebook page, what's the meaning of all the lions?
Well, I'm a Leo. Okay. And I am definitely, queen of the jungle.
All right. It's not one lion for each of you. It's not one lion for each of your personalities, though.
Are you calling me schizophrenic?
No. I'm asking. I'm not calling.
I the question is very bizarre.
Yeah.
So to even answer that, that's the only answer I've got. Since it was the question.
No, never mind.
But yes, no, I never identified the Lions to my different personalities.
Okay.
So I just like that they're solid. They're a solid crew. That's what I like about the Lions.
All right, acceptable.
So
they got each other's backs. That's rare. That's East Coaster, so you can appreciate that.
Yes.
So you're a hypnotist, but you said I think also a hypnotherapist. But you also said you're a comedian too. You do stand up too. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, I do stand up. I came to LA for acting.
Okay.
And as we all know, everyone's got to have other professions, which I've had many. I've taught drama and English as a second language. I've been a makeup artist. I've looked at a group home. And I'm still forgetting about 5 other 6 things I've done. So
where'd you come? Where'd you go to LA from?
What's to me? And the results are mind blowing.
Yeah. Where did you come?
Really blow my mind.
Yeah. Where did you move to LA from? Where were you from originally?
Born in New York, grew up in North Miami Beach, Florida.
Okay, cool.
And have been here since '98.
Oh wow! So you've been there in LA a while. I went to LA, but I didn't really care for it though. I felt like people were a little bit rude.
Well, it's different.
I thought people were really rude in LA.
You know what? I'm from New York. They're not rude out there.
Really? You think so? I thought. Well,
it's different. I mean, there's more land.
It's desperate.
Yeah.
LA is a bizarre city. LA is a combination of hopes and desperation.
Yeah.
And you feel it. I mean, if you're a sensitive being, you may not even be aware you're feeling it, but with some people, that's why it's off-putting. There's just something a little, off-putting. And people pose here. Yeah. I never even knew the expression posers till I moved here. You don't really see that on the East Coast. People like hanging around at a party and looking at other people instead of just enjoying themselves. No offense to my LA brothers,
but you know what?
Things I saw, going from the East to the West Coast.
But I have to tell you, I used to go out to LA a lot, 4 times a year, and I always found it amusing that you go out to eat. And you watch around, you can always tell who's who because you're out in a restaurant, and you're looking at the people around you, whether they're residents or tourists. As soon as anybody walks into the restaurant, all eyes are, who is that? Is that somebody famous? They're always expecting somebody famous to come into the restaurant they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting observation.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess it's true.
And I mean, it's funny. I mean, just the idea that Hollywood, California is the most famous city in the world, and it's not even a city. There is no such thing as Hollywood. It's part of LA, Los Angeles. We've got West Hollywood is officially a city, but there really is no Hollywood, California. And I guess that kind of is a reflection of the whole, what we do here. We make fantasy. We make movies.
So is your practice, your hypnotherapy, geared toward the
profession?
Toward those actors and actresses that have mental
inadequacies? I don't have any. I really don't have a niche. I have clients all over the world because this is done over the phone. I had clients in Australia, Mexico City, Connecticut, apparently London, and all of their issues or the things they'd like to deal with or improve or whatever they're coming to me for. They all vary. I mean, some people come to me, they want more abundance in their life.
Well, I had an ex.
People just want to change their habits, smoking, weight, nail biting. Then I have anxiety. A lot of people I've treated for anxiety, ridiculously successfully.
Well, I had
my mind.
I had an ex.
Where's my good hypnotherapist?
I had a ex pen pal, long-term pen pal, and she was doing therapy, the hypnotherapy for smoking, and she said that a lot of people were doing it to stop smoking. So Pete, you could try that because you're a smoker.
Right.
You could try the hypnotherapy, but I don't think it works though. I mean, it's really hypnosis to
some,
work,
it
but
doesn't work for
it's
everybody, but
yeah.
It only works if you want it.
Right.
Right.
Like if a husband came to me and he says, I'm just doing this for my wife, but I have zero desire to quit smoking, it would have no effect.
Right.
Right.
Hypnotherapy is not mind control. That's like part of the demystification process. They see stage shows, people clucking like chicken. So it's a vulnerable, for a lot of people, they feel too vulnerable to even approach a hypnotherapist.
So you can't hypnotize somebody to stop smoking and believe them that if they light up the cigarette, they start clucking like a chicken.
That would be cool.
You know what would be a good.
I would be doing harm, and I am here to do no harm.
That
is the truth. I'm here to empower.
Gabrielle, you know what a good hypnotist that you could do would be. I hear because it's very big in Florida. Is infidelity. If maybe you could get couples that have suffer from infidelity and maybe get the spouse to stop cheating based on hypnosis. Has anyone ever came to you with that?
Well, I've had.
I mean, that maybe see if that would work.
And they have not directly admitted cheating, but they've said like the passion's not there anymore. I just don't feel it. Can you reignite that? You know?
Right.
And I have success.
Really?
Taking them back to the original, because that's the beauty of the subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's once you get past that critical filter, right? That conscious mind that tells you logically that's not good, or you try to make a change in your life, like lose weight, but all of a sudden you're eating cake because your subconscious is in control, 88%. So once I get past that conscious mind, I go right into the subconscious. Guess what? It does not know the difference between fantasy and reality.
So Gabrielle, let me ask you something. Valentine's Day is coming up soon.
What's that?
Valentine's Day is coming up soon. Are you dating someone there? Are you? You're married?
I actually had an engagement breakup May last year.
Oh yeah.
So currently, very happy to be single. I'm happy.
You're single, yeah?
I mean,
come to Florida. We'll have Valentine's Day dinner together.
I love love.
Yeah.
I'm just, look, I don't know if I'm tooting my own horn, but I really am a person that does unto others as they would do unto me.
Oh, okay.
So can you treat somebody that has phobias?
What?
Can you treat somebody that has phobias?
Afraid of the dark, afraid of whatever?
People that have like miraculous results with phobias. I had a woman who was agoraphobic because she couldn't drive anymore. She couldn't get in a car. So it stopped her from working. It stopped her from leaving the house. It stopped her from everything. She came to me for one session. Her sister brought me because her sister had tremendous success with she was having anxiety she was a horse trainer.
Right.
So she'd been thrown off a bunch and she was just, anxiety. And so we had great success. She brought me her sister. After one session, the woman went on a 2-week trip alone driving.
Right. So that worked. That's good.
And she went back to work. It blows my mind. Right. You know what I mean? Because it's not like math. It's not like one and one. You're delving into this unknown, vast, limitless realm of the subconscious.
Gabrielle,
sees the body, there's billions of functions daily. So it's
Gabrielle.
It's a fun ride.
Gabrielle, since you're a stand-up comic, give me some of your act. What would you say? Give me a bit of your jokes. Tell me some of your jokes, Gabrielle.
Well, my last name, Abatal, is kind of unusual, right?
Okay.
So it sounds like pain medicine, Tylenol, Geritol, alcohol. You got some pain. Who you gonna call? Gabby Abatal. There you go. That's my opener.
Okay.
And the thing with comedy is it's a story that you're weaving, So I really don't like to pull out bits.
Do you talk about ex-lovers like a lot of the female comics do? Do you talk about your ex-lovers in your comedy?
Yes. I got okay, here's one. I asked the audience, hey, you sing with people in the crowd? And then I'm like, great, good to know who's available. Okay, where are my married folks? And I'm like, God bless you. Marriage gets such a rough rap, everyone, it's so difficult. But, the one thing I have to say is it's just You know, and it was a beautiful way to bring out your inner psychotic murderer. You know, I was married for 7 years, and I used to watch my ex-husband sleep and just pray he died.
Wow.
And leave me half, because he was very, very rich. So yeah, that's a little, and all true. And then I go on to say, and he gave the most unromantic presents. You know, like one birthday I got a TV, for Valentine's I got a cell phone, another occasion a lie detector test. I didn't get to keep that, yeah. And that was true. My ex-husband actually had someone come and perform a lie detector test on me.
Oh, shit.
Is that what ended the marriage?
So all my comedy is based.
Is that what ended the marriage? Is that what ended the marriage, the lie detector test?
No, sadly, we weren't even married yet.
Oh, wow.
No, I was young, impressionable. I was met him like 2 months before my 18th birthday. He was the biggest catch. This is North Miami Beach, Florida.
Oh, okay.
He's Jewish. I'm Jewish. He's gorgeous. And so that's the greatest success for a Jewish girl, sadly,
So
even in today's modern age, is marrying well.
He owned the bank? Really? Damn.
Now, did he own a bank, or was he a cocaine dealer?
Oh, apparently, no, I went to Colombia. They're from Colombia, Tim.
Oh, really?
Poland, you know, World War II. They're Polish Jews, and they had the whole foundation of Bogota, Colombia. The entire foundation.
My ex from
steel
Britain was Colombian.
his family.
Half Colombian.
So they did plastics. They were in the plastics industry. They were in the steel industry. I mean, yeah, big money. And here they just had real estate all over the country.
Yeah.
Shopping centers, warehouses. Yeah, so my parents thought I was a moron when I left him. But it was a beautiful prison, and I'm so happy I experienced it. I'm not under the delusion of most Jewish women, like, oh, I only had that man.
Huh. Well, if you want a poor guy, you can get me. I'm available.
Yeah, that doesn't do me any good either. At least,
That's his problem. Most women feel that way.
Oh,
like
boy.
they say, if you can love a poor guy, you can love a rich guy.
So,
My mother used
But,
to say,
yeah.
you can find a rich girl just as easy it is to find a poor girl.
Yeah.
Right,
So-
right, there you
Jewish
go,
mother,
right.
Jewish
Either way. But at the end of the day, you know, chemistry is. I've been with people who don't have money, because at the end of the day, chemistry is rare. When you really, you know, connect with someone and actually can spend a lot of time with them without wanting to tear your hair out, you know, that's rare.
Yeah.
So yeah, I cannot say that money has been the deciding factor in my relationships.
Right.
I've had plenty of guys. I've had plenty of guys, period. But I've had plenty of relationships that, weren't, that money never, they want unemployment or between jobs or,
Right.
So
I've loved all kinds.
yeah. So you're friends with that one comedian I saw. She has like something where she like sleeps with younger guys. I think she's like Cougar or something.
Sally, Helen Cougar. She is okay. Sally.
What's crazy is that she's older than I am, and she only sleeps with guys that are younger than me. That's kind of crazy.
But not only that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to reveal this aspect of her show, if it's a known fact on the show. I don't know. I don't even know if I should say it. But since they are performers on the show, the young men, they actually get paid.
Oh.
And I'm like, are you crazy, Sally? At least make a buck or two. I mean, what?
She pays the guys to be with her? Damn. Well, the guys are younger than me. I mean, she's probably she's close to 50, and those guys are probably like in their 20s. So she's a good-looking lady. I mean, she's attractive lady. Yeah. I tried to offer myself, but I'm too old. She didn't want me.
Too old.
I'm too old. I'm 41. I'm almost 41. I'm too old for her. She's younger than I am. I'm older than I am. What?
How old are you?
I'm 41. I'll be 41 in a couple weeks. My birthday's on the day before Valentine's Day, the 13th.
Oh,
Yeah.
happy birthday.
Yeah,
You always get just if you're in a relationship, huh?
Yeah.
One gift. I'd be so annoyed if my birthday was around any holiday.
I know it is. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's right before Valentine's Day. Yeah.
So, how about you, New York? When's your birthday?
What?
What was that?
New York. I'm going to call you New York. When's your birthday?
September, the end of September.
Yeah, Peter, he's our host. Yeah.
All right.
I'm a Libra.
I know.
Yeah.
A Libra, yes, I know that. I know that. I wasn't going to delve into astrology because I just
I'm
couldn't tell
Aquarius.
that. But that's not one.
I don't necessarily believe in those signs because like a lot of times they say people you're supposed to get along with based on their sign and people who you're not. And I noticed I've gotten along better with some of the signs that they say you're not supposed to get along with, and then some of the signs they say I'm supposed to get along with, I haven't. So sometimes I think the signs are wrong.
I don't think astrology is a psychic tool. I think it's more like your characteristics. I do think everything in this universe is connected. Right. So I do not see why the alignment of the planets at the time of your birth would not have some effect.
Right.
Right? Maybe on certain character traits.
Right.
That's those generalities I kind of like, when the personality characteristics, but when they're going to tell me my future or this or that, I don't know. That's where they lose me.
Right. But I will say that, and there are women out there that appreciate the fact that an older man knows a lot more than a younger man.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. In the bed? Yeah. Oh my God. All the teaching I have to do. Yeah. I'm with you. And then they're older men, you still have to teach.
Yeah.
The one thing I loved, I had an acting teacher, a very hot acting teacher. He was very sexy. I had a crush on him. But we all went out to dinner one night, like the whole class, and he said something that made the most sense I've ever heard any man say. He goes, when I figured out how to give a woman an orgasm, it was when I realized I had to do nothing. And what that means is you just get in there and you let her grind on you and you flow with it. You don't have to do all the control. You let it, the symbiosis happen, and all of a sudden it's happening. And you may even climax together, which has happened many, many times in my life. So, it's about letting go. It really is.
That's right.
Right.
Right?
You got it.
Right?
So,
you got it.
So,
he gets it. He gets it.
So, so what was I going to say? No,
that's really...
Yeah, but there are times you don't want to let go. But
wait, there's addendum to that. That is specifically for the missionary position I speak of. Okay? Right. Specifically. That part of doing nothing. That wouldn't
the thing of it is, though, you say that to a single guy who's going to be alone on Valentine's Day. So that's
all right. That's right. Mike carries a picture. Mike carries a picture of his right hand with him.
What's that? What did you say?
I said Mike carried in his wallet.
I've been dating that more than any women in my life. Lasted longer,
a picture of his hand?
That's lasted longer than my exes.
Okay, Mike. First of all, Mike. Okay, today is January 30th.
Right.
Are you a psychic?
No.
Well, why are you predicting what's going to happen in 14 days from now?
Well, I don't know. It's just
why?
Anything can happen, but it's been
Listen, bite the unexpected.
Right.
All have to do it. We're so prone to thinking our past equals us. We just any relationship you've had, did you know it was going to happen?
No.
It was going to happen. It's always unexpected.
The lady that you reminded me of, I actually met her on OkCupid. I went on that site OkCupid.
See,
and that was where I met her, and we went on the date.
Now, I started dating before online dating.
Right.
And my attitude, my attitude had always been, I'm going to go out, I'm going to enjoy myself, and if something's meant to be, I'm going to meet her.
Right.
Our paths will cross.
Right.
But I'm not going. I'm not going to put pressure on and go nuts because you know what? I went out tonight, I didn't find anybody. And,
see, the thing of it is, though, is that
expectation leads to disappointment. Guaranteed.
Well, see, the thing with me is, I got some rich friends, and some of my friends, and they're dating multiple chicks, and then they're telling me all their stories. So it's kind of like they make me feel bad because they're like, I'm dating this girl, and then I'm like, I have no one. So makes me feel like crap.
Man.
because you know, so it makes me feel terrible, you know.
Some crumbs, right?
And then they want me to lie for them too. They're like they're one of my friend, his girlfriend's texting me like, where is he at? What's he doing? Is he with you at the ball game? You know, and I have to lie and say, you know, we're at the game.
No coincidence. This is no coincidence.
What?
You are attracting these situations because you have a belief that love for you is almost impossible to find, and everyone around you has it but you.
Yeah.
And so guess what? This just keeps throwing itself in its even in the worst places. You gotta lie for your friends.
Right, exactly. I'm lying for my friends who are out screwing around.
All I would say, which I love, is such a how-to guide to defeat the ego and to like really move on in our lives and not get stuck in our old patterns.
That's kind of like he's like the designated driver.
Right, exactly.
Everybody can go out and have a good time.
Except for me. Right. Everybody's not having an affair. Yeah, just I have to lie. Yeah, he's at the game. Sure, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to work with you for a moment. So what's the situation bring up every time these guys do this? I feel lack, right? I feel less than. I feel like I'm not worthy of love.
Right.
Going to the depth, the root.
Right.
Now you got to say, fuck that. I love myself.
Right.
Right.
I am a unique creator. I really feel like this is the way, you know, I approve of myself is I say, I didn't create myself. I'm dishonoring this unknown, miraculous force that created billions of species and God knows what, literally. And I'm desecrating it.
Right.
By saying I'm not worthy or I'm not lovable or I'm not pretty or I'm not perfect or any of that bullshit.
Right.
So shine from within and know you are worthy of love. You are. And just give some love. Give some love to a friend. Call your mom. Give some love, some appreciation when you're feeling that lack.
Yeah.
And you'll call me in a couple of weeks and say, you know, a nice girl ran into my life. So, yeah, there's no coincidence that all those events are happening around you. That's not a coincidence.
So I have another question.
Getting rid of that thought. That's God's opportunity for you to change that thought. Forget God, whatever you want to call this unknown source of all of us.
Right. So I have another question for you. Being that you're out in L.A., and I'm sure you can't get away from, quote, that Hollywood thing. Do you get into, like, the Golden Globes or Oscars or any of the award stuff?
Pathetically, no. I've never been to an award show. But I do hear they're grueling. From friends of mine that have been, I had a friend who was on a series, and you're there for like 10 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like fun to me.
Well,
that sounds like
you're sitting and drinking coffee for 4 hours.
What?
Yeah.
But I don't drink. I'm allergic.
Wow.
Now I just get sick. Yeah, isn't that horrible?
Yeah. How about bourbon?
Nothing.
Wow.
So you're the water girl.
So nobody can get you drunk on a date then? Nobody can get you to drink alcohol on a date?
You know, medically recreational marijuana.
Let's
go.
They have that stuff?
Lots in LA.
And not by tree.
All right.
Wow.
All
so
right.
Let me ask you, how much does it cost for someone to have a Skype hypnosis session? Because I was looking on your website, I didn't see a price. How much?
About 2 hours.
200.
200.
We talk first, a lot of it's cognitive. We see what the person wants to achieve, the benefits of achieving it, the benefits of not. There's a reason we stayed where we are. We're comfortable, We have to look at all those things.
So she's the kind of woman that you talk first. She wants to get to know you before she takes your money.
Oh, yeah? Okay, well, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, and everyone gets a free consultation.
Yeah.
You can always call me for a free consultation. Explain why hypnosis works, and that's also part of the session. Why it's effective. I do a suggestibility questionnaire. Determine whether they're kind of more left or right brained. Which guides me in the different inductions I do, the different ways to kind of get that critical filter out of the way so that my suggestions, the visualizations.
Do you have regular clients?
All of those things, that great subconscious mind that moves about a billion of our body parts daily without any of our conscious knowledge. Also orchestrates our lives. You know, there is no separation.
Do you have regular clients that consult with you repeatedly on a regular basis?
I have people who come to me every few months.
Yeah.
And get like a recharge. But I gotta say, I'm so in depth that I have an anxiety person. A person who came to me for anxiety. They suffered their whole life to the point where they couldn't even stand straight in the shower because they heard once that if your knees are locked, you can pass out. I don't know. Crazy. So he was living with it all day long.
Wow.
Day long. A pervasive feeling of anxiety.
All right.
One session. Never again.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So a lot of my business is referral. It's word of mouth. It's people who've had those results. And it's when I check in on them. I'll call them a month later. And the thing with hypnosis is your change is so effortless. You don't even attribute it to the hypnotherapist until we talk about what you wanted to achieve. We talk about where you want. You're like, oh my God, all of those things have happened.
Right.
Wow, I didn't even know that it worked. Because it's so effortless. Because it's your subconscious. You know, it tracks. Just like when you pick up that piece of pie that you didn't want to eat, but you're eating it anyway.
Right. All right. So let's step back for a minute. Okay, so you go out on a date. And you're into the guy. Do you, you're sitting in a nice restaurant having a bite to eat, a glass? Well, you don't drink wine. You're drinking water, whatever. Do you, unconsciously to them, do you kind of hypnotize them to put them?
Never.
No?
Never even consider it. Never even consider it. I really do do unto others as you would have done unto you. I do and it's rare. I don't know. I was talking to my friend Greg before this call, and I said I only know 4 people in the world that I can say actually have integrity, and it's kind of pathetic because I've had so many friends that just backstab.
Right.
Okay.
Well, you're in L.A.
Yeah, especially LA.
It's not a good train of thought. It's not. Yeah. But I just really appreciate people who do as they say and are on. I mean, so I would never ever utilize hypnosis to gain affection or whatever ever.
Do you see you living out your life living in L.A.?
What's that?
Do you see you living out your life in LA, or do you have any thoughts of relocating to another state, country, city, whatever?
Come back to Florida.
I want to live in Europe for sure before I die, without a doubt. I actually want to marry someone in the EU. I want an EU citizenship. I really do.
Really?
They have it really sweet.
United Arab Emirates? I've never been there.
They have it there. It's like your first year working. Everyone in Europe gets 5 weeks paid vacation.
Oh yeah. That's my ex had that when she was in England. Had it,
yeah. Let me tell you something. Yeah. I lived in Manhattan on the West Side for 14 years. Yeah. It's what, if you've got the opportunity to do it, do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
No, I am. So that is my goal. And I love travel. I love travel.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this business is I can do it on the phone. So even when I'm traveling, I can work. I can just go into the hotel and, take a couple hours and do a couple sessions and go and travel somewhere. So that's what this has afforded me, and it has been a life changer for myself and others. Freedom.
Right.
The freedom to, so as far as living here, I don't know if I will live here forever. I'd like to have,
is that calling?
I think I will always have a place here.
Answer? Could you hold 1 second? Hold 1 second, Gabrielle.
Don't go away, Gabrielle.
Yeah, thank you.
WEI Network.
Can you put? Yeah, we'll end with her.
They hung up.
Oh, let me tell him again.
No, forget it. We don't have time.
Oh, we don't have time. Okay.
No.
So Gabrielle, okay, go ahead.
No problem.
So
I'm here.
So as I was saying, so So you can help people with relationships, you feel, with doing your thing as your hypnosis as well.
Yeah, if that's their path, if that's really their destiny. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if subconsciously they've already known they've outgrown this person, but out of guilt, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're like trying to rekindle something that it's really not there, you know? It's just, they may get that answer during the hypnosis.
And you know what? I'll bring, from my end, the credibility end of this. Is I agree with you 100%. You know, forget the charlatan type of hypnosis, but if somebody truly wants a change or an awareness on something, going to a hypnotherapist can work.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
Without a doubt. If you're not ready, you don't want to change, it's not happen. But I have had people, like I had a woman, actually, who came to me, and she was drinking every day, like 2 to 4 glasses of wine, but she wasn't attributing it to her massive weight loss or depression.
So you treat Kathy Lee Crosby. Okay.
Kathy Lee Crosby.
And right. And so she was, and this is a woman, that's a woman who I had known was a firecracker. And so when I saw her like 4 years later, I almost didn't recognize her. Like lackluster. I mean, you know, she was always high energy, full of life. And I remember her saying in the session that even while I was telling her, what is your motivation to quit? What is it? Amp it up. And she was thinking consciously, I'm kind of not that motivated, you know, but all right, you know, whatever. I talked to her. Like, I have a text from her, too, that's kind of incredible. She'd already lost in like 10 days, 18 pounds. Her energy, I was talking to her while she was, then she called me. She was walking for like an hour on one of those 100-degree days.
Yeah.
Remember when it was really hot? With some kids through some trail or something. And she was like, oh my God, I can't tell you, my life has completely changed. It was like, that's the woman I know. That's the woman I know. And it was, so the depression was gone. The weight loss was gone.
That's great.
Her life was back.
That's awesome.
And I don't even know why I brought this up. But I brought it up because even when you think sometimes that you're motivated, that's what she told me later, that her motivation wasn't that strong. But what I kept pushing, something I guess in the subconscious clicked. You know, maybe consciously. But because I think what I kept fighting for is, do you want your life back? Do you want your life back? Do you want your life back? You know?
Yeah.
And the subconscious knows what that requires. So whether her desire to quit the wine even subconsciously didn't seem that high, it worked because her desire for her life to be happy and full and whole again. You know what I mean? So that's why I brought up that example.
All right. So
sometimes the desire may not be that strong. The desire for something else is so strong that it will affect the other thing that's actually.
So we have to let you go, but could you give our listeners information on how they can get a hold of you and use your services? Where they can go? So my phone number directly, anytime, please feel free to call. If I'm sleeping, the ringer's off, so you can never disturb me. My number is 310-497-9473. Again, 310. Well, it's on tape. You guys can rewind, I guess. Right. But also my website is my name. It's Gabrielle, Gabrielle, Abitol, Abitol. That's a B as in boy. ABIT as in Thomas, OL.com, GabrielleAbitol.com. And if you Google me, I'm the only one in the world for whatever reason, and everything is there. If you just Google my name. My comedy, you can get some clips. I have actually a sample hypnosis online, too, on YouTube. You put in some headsets and get into a quiet space. You can experience, what it's like to be in get a little hypnosis.
All right. So before you go, I have one last question. Now, did you partake in any dosage of medical marijuana before the phone call, or are you this normally bubbly and energetic? Or both.
Energetic. Okay, I'm going to answer this in a two-part answer. In the 8th grade, I remember people saying to me all the time, "What do you want, drugs?" Because I was always bubbly and positive. I'm like, I don't need drugs. I get high on life. That was until I got high on marijuana. So there you go.
Okay.
I think I answered your question.
You answered it.
Thank you for coming on.
So,
it was a pleasure.
And I appreciate your ballsiness. So and happiness is a choice. It's a choice.
All right.
All right. Well,
thank you so much for coming on.
Make sure you, when you're on Facebook, like The Man Show with Mike Guzman, and make sure you like the WEI Network. Yeah. And we'll stay in touch that way for sure.
Yeah, and I'll contact you about a consultation.
You guys are a lot of fun. I really would love to. The Man Show.
Yeah.
Will do. Okay. Will do, because that was a pleasure, and I had a lot of fun with both of you guys are characters. And you can call me directly when that love comes into your life.
All
okay,
right.
You got it.
When you start thinking those things, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Why them and not me? Why them? Stop that.
Okay.
Other people.
All right.
And
Thanks.
it will be you.
Okay.
Right. Have a great night.
Thank you,
Gabrielle.
Much love, guys.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
She does. She reminds me of Tracy a little bit.
Yeah.
My ex, but she's a skinnier version of one of the women I met on OkCupid. Yeah. So, what we're going to talk about, man?
We got about a minute and a half.
I'm studying for this exam for management. I don't know. Hopefully,
prostate exam. What kind of exam?
It's a state exam. Yeah.
For
property management.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. So, and what did I say? Yeah, we're gonna probably bring Chi Ling to one of the comic conventions.
Okay.
I heard to sponsor the show, the movie that we're working on.
Very good.
And there's some movies that they're filming this weekend.
Yeah.
One with Ryan Gosling and another one with I forgot who's in that one. It's like a Wall Street based movie, like a Bertie Madoff type movie. So I'm going to be working on that Sunday.
Very good.
So
up here or down south?
Down south, Miami. So so things are picking up, which I'm very grateful. That gives us in the media too movies to talk about,
right?
And things to go,
right? And real quick, I actually went and finally saw 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Frances McDormand, who's been winning all these awards for Best Actress.
Right.
Movie was excellent. She was fabulous.
Yeah. What's the name of the movie?
3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah.
Or near. Ebbing.
Seems like a weird title.
It's a weird title. It was an excellent movie.
Really?
Excellent.
I'll have to check it out then.
Excellent movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So, anyway, thank you for tuning into The Man Show. I'm your host, Mike Guzman, and Peter Wien of Pete's Living Room, signing off. Take care and have a great week.